Welcome to PWN Global's How to Lead Like a Coach presentation. Today, we are delighted to be welcoming Dr. Karen Morley.
Hi.
For all of you who don't know Karen already, she is an executive coach, a leadership facilitator, a psychologist, an author. She has many, many strings to her bows. And two of the books that she's written that you may be familiar with are Lead Like a Coach and Gender Balanced Leadership, an executive guide. Welcome.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Rebecca. And welcome everybody, and thanks for joining us today. So I'm delighted to be speaking with you today about leading like a coach. I'm an executive coach and I do a lot of coaching myself, and it's an enormous privilege for me and I enjoy it immensely. And it was last year during some coaching sessions where I thought I needed to flip that and to do something that would help leaders to become better coaches. So I wanted to share the inspiration of coaching. Leaders are under enormous pressure these days. I'm sure you experience that. There are fewer resources, there are fewer options to choose from, and there's a lot of complexity. So it makes the role of the leader one that is quite high pressure. But my proposition is that when leaders coach and support their teams, they can get more work done, and the work is better work. And at the same time, they can actually relieve some of the pressure that they feel. What I want to do for you today in this conversation is to focus on 4 key coaching practices. So the idea is that I'll introduce those different practices, talk about some of the ways of going about them, and we can have some interactive conversation and question and answer at the end of the session. So I really welcome that opportunity to interact with you. The agenda for the conversation is firstly to focus on exercising humility by asking more questions and thinking about both what gets in the way of asking more questions as well as what difference that makes. I also want to speak about connecting and influencing meaningfully by using empathy and by keeping a focus on empathy in your conversations. Thirdly, focusing on progress. It's really important. We want people to be intrinsically motivated, to feel like they can turn up to be their best and do their best and have their own sense of initiative and to be self-motivating. So I want to talk about a bit of research that sits behind that and also what you can do, some quite simple actions that you can do on a daily basis that can make a difference to the motivation that people in your team actually feel. And then how do you do this? So it's all great, isn't it, to know that coaching is such a good thing, that it decreases pressure and that it helps people to be more productive. But about the biggest barrier to doing coaching is finding the time to do coaching. And so I want to talk about some tactics and share some ideas with you about how you might structure coaching conversations into your day and to make it more a part of your daily routine. First though, what I'd like to do, Rebecca mentioned some surveys or polls. So what I'd like to do is just to ask you to ponder this question and to think about which is your greatest strength